What if everything we know about feminine desire is a lie? What if the father of psychoanalysis uncovered a truth so dangerous that it was buried beneath layers of academic revision and social conditioning? There exists a theory hidden in the shadows of psychoanalytic tradition that reveals the true architecture of feminine longing. It suggests that the feminine psyche operates on principles modern society has systematically misunderstood, creating men who offer comfort where tension was needed, certainty where mystery would captivate. This is not manipulation. This is understanding ancient codes carved into human psychology, codes that operate beneath consciousness, governing attraction through mechanisms older than civilization. The theory was considered so subversive that it was relegated to whispered academic discussions, too dangerous for public consumption. We enter forbidden territory, knowledge that will reframe everything you believe about desire, power, and the dance between masculine and feminine energies. This journey will disturb your assumptions and reveal the masks we wear. Prepare for transformation through discomfort. The law of psychological scarcity abundance extinguishes desire. This first forbidden principle is etched into the deepest layers of human psychology. The feminine mind, evolved through millennia of selecting for survival and protection, responds not to what is freely given, but to what must be earned. The unconscious operates on ancient logic, easily obtained signals low value. If attention flows without discrimination, it becomes worthless currency. The masculine energy that creates magnetic pull offers its gifts selectively, creating the very scarcity that ignites curiosity. Consider the archetypal desert merchant who possessed rare pearls. Suitors traveled vast distances offering fortunes. Yet he examined each buyer carefully, selling only to those deemed worthy. His selectivity intensified demand. The pearls became precious, not despite his reluctance, but because of it. Today, men shower women with constant validation, immediate responses, endless availability. They mistake generosity for attraction, not understanding that emotional abundance often signals desperation disguised as devotion. The man whose attention requires no effort sends a signal that his value is equally low. Your arsenal. Become comfortable with selective investment. Let your attention be earned through demonstrated character. When you offer presence, let it feel like privilege rather than entitlement. Comfort is where attraction dies. The principle of tension mastery. The second code reveals itself in the difference between harmony and magnetic pull. Psychoanalytic tradition understood that desire requires tension, unresolved energy between opposing forces. Without friction, no fire. Without challenge, no growth. Without resistance, no reason to pursue. The unconscious craves what it cannot immediately possess or understand. This is not creating conflict, but maintaining psychological space where imagination flourishes. The masculine presence that attracts offers different perspectives, challenges to comfortable assumptions. Picture an unnamed philosopher in ancient academies who never provided easy answers. Students approached expecting wisdom dispensed like medicine. Instead, he responded with deeper questions, forcing them to examine assumptions. They left frustrated, yet haunted, returning not for comfort, but for discomfort that led to growth. Modern relationships eliminate this essential tension. We prize agreement over authentic exchange, comfort over growth, validation over challenge. Men avoid disagreement, smooth over differences, provide emotional comfort rather than intellectual stimulation. Yet the feminine spirit is drawn to what stimulates rather than soothes. The contemporary paradox. We teach men to be agreeable partners, then wonder why passion fades. We encourage emotional support while discouraging intellectual challenge. We create relationships that feel like therapy sessions rather than magnetic attractions. Your wisdom, maintain your perspective even when it creates friction. Challenge assumptions from genuine conviction. Let disagreement reveal character rather than destroy connection. The architecture of mystery. The third principle emerges from shadows. The known becomes invisible, while the unknown commands attention. Psychoanalytic understanding reveals that desire feeds on gaps in knowledge, questions that linger unanswered. The masculine energy that captivates controls the pace of revelation. This operates through the archaeology of personality. Like ancient ruins revealing secrets slowly to careful excavation, the compelling man allows depths to be discovered rather than displayed. Each layer uncovered creates hunger for the next, each answer spawning new questions. Consider the master craftsman whose workshop remained locked to all but chosen few. Those who glimpsed inside spoke of wonders beyond description, yet their accounts only deepened mystery. The craftsman never promoted his work, never sought attention, yet reputation grew precisely because of what remained hidden. Today's world of social media transparency has forgotten this principle. Men document every thought, share every experience, broadcast every emotion as if visibility were valuable. They mistake exposure for depth, confession for intimacy, transparency for authenticity. The result, psychological nudity where nothing remains to be discovered. The man who shares everything leaves no room for curiosity, no space for imagination, no reason for deeper exploration. He becomes a completed puzzle rather than an intriguing mystery. Your arsenal. Cultivate depth that must be discovered rather than displayed. Share stories across time, not moments. Let complexity be sensed rather than explained. What remains hidden retains power to compel. The doctrine of sovereign presence. The fourth foundation reveals the most counterintuitive truth. The feminine psyche is designed to be captured by what it cannot easily capture. This is not withholding affection, but understanding that pursuit itself alters attraction dynamics. The one who chases occupies different psychological territory than the one pursued. The unconscious operates on ancient hierarchies. What pursues signals need, what is pursued signals value. This emerges from evolutionary psychology that still governs modern hearts despite conscious rejection of such principles. Imagine the archetypal mountain hermit whose wisdom was legendary, yet who never descended to share it. Seekers climbed treacherous paths to reach his dwelling, often finding him uninterested in their presence. His indifference was not hostility, but the natural stoat of one whose life was complete, without external validation. Contemporary men have inverted this dynamic. They pursue relentlessly, demonstrate interest through constant contact, prove worth through endless effort. Yet this very pursuit often accomplishes the opposite, communicating dependency rather than desirability, need rather than strength. The modern paradox manifests in dating culture where abundance of options has made pursuit worthless. The woman who can obtain any man's attention with minimal effort finds herself drawn to the one whose attention feels earned rather than given. Your mastery. Build a life so compelling that it becomes magnetic without effort. Let your interest be addition to your completeness, not compensation for emptiness. Inflection point. We have excavated foundational codes, the hidden architecture governing attraction beneath polite society. Yet what we have uncovered merely opens the door to a deeper labyrinth. The principles that follow operate at levels so subtle, so contrary to everything we've been taught, that they rearrange the very psychological territory where desire lives. The knowledge ahead cuts closer to the bone of human nature itself. The mastery of implied depth. The fifth principle operates through suggestion rather than declaration. What is implied often carries more power than what is explicitly stated. The psychoanalytic tradition understood that the unconscious mind fills gaps with projections, often creating attractions more powerful than reality could sustain. This works through the architecture of implication. The man who suggests depths without fully revealing them allows feminine imagination to construct possibilities more compelling than any reality he could present. The space between what is said and meant becomes charged with potential. Picture a renowned strategist who spoke sparingly in council meetings. When he contributed, his words carried such weight that others spent days analyzing implications. His silence suggested depths of knowledge that verbose colleagues could never match. Power lay not in what he revealed, but in what his restraint implied. Modern communication has eliminated this subtle art. We over-explain, over-justify, overshare until mystery suffocates under information. Men feel compelled to voice every thought, explain every action, not understanding that constant explanation often diminishes rather than enhances perceived depth. Your arsenal. Learn to communicate through suggestion. Let words carry weight through rarity. Allow others to interpret rather than providing constant explanation. The doctrine of emotional economics. The sixth code reveals the marketplace of attention. Emotional investment gains value through strategic distribution. Not every moment deserves your full presence. Not every conversation merits your deepest engagement. Not every request warrants immediate response. The unconscious mind operates on scarcity principles even in emotional realms. What is abundantly available loses psychological value, while what must be earned through merit becomes precious. The masculine energy that creates lasting attraction treats its own attention as valuable currency rather than infinite resource. Consider the archetypal judge who listened to countless pleas, yet reserved his deepest consideration for cases that truly mattered. His partial attention felt dismissive to some, but his complete focus, when given, felt like divine blessing. The contrast created the value. Contemporary men distribute their emotional energy like charity workers, giving equally to all regardless of merit or reciprocity. They respond instantly to every message, engage deeply with every conversation, invest emotionally in every connection. This generosity, intended to demonstrate value, often accomplishes the opposite. Your mastery. Create hierarchies in your emotional landscape. Let your deepest investment be reserved for what proves worthy of it through time and demonstration. Grand synthesis. We have journeyed through forbidden chambers of human desire, excavated principles operating beneath conscious awareness. The hidden theory reveals itself as an interconnected system. Scarcity creates value, tension generates attention, mystery invites exploration, withdrawal builds longing, sovereignty commands respect, and selective investment signals worth. These codes create what suppressed knowledge identified as irresistible masculine presence, energy that naturally commands respect rather than seeking validation, depth discovered rather than displayed, attention that feels precious because it is rare, investment that carries weight because it is carefully chosen. This knowledge threatens modern ideology because it suggests attraction operates on ancient principles that cannot be eliminated through social conditioning. Masculine and feminine energies dance to rhythms carved into genetic memory regardless of our conscious beliefs about equality. Yet with forbidden knowledge comes profound responsibility. You possess understanding that could be wisdom or weapon. Use it for self-mastery, for building authentic connections, for protecting yourself from mediocrity disguised as virtue, never for coercion, manipulation, or diminishing another's dignity. The goal is not control over others, but sovereignty over yourself. Not dominance, but natural magnetic pull emerging from authentic strength rather than calculated performance. This knowledge is a double-edged blade. It can elevate you to highest potential or corrupt you into something lesser. The choice is stark. Remain comfortable in lies that keep you mediocre, or embrace uncomfortable truths that can transform your understanding of masculine power and purpose. In the comments, tell me which principle disturbed you most and why. What aspect of this forbidden knowledge challenged your deepest assumptions about desire and human nature? If you're prepared to continue exploring these hidden territories, to uncover more suppressed knowledge about power and authentic masculine presence, subscribe. We venture where others fear to explore. If this knowledge opened your eyes to deliberately hidden truths, honor it with your like. This forbidden wisdom deserves to reach those with courage to face uncomfortable realities about human nature. The labyrinth of hidden knowledge awaits. Do you possess the strength to enter and wisdom to emerge transformed?